Hello, good evening, good afternoon. This is Point of View with me, Shirley Polk, and it's yours truly. Today it is our 1 p.m. Thursday webcast here in the Western Hemisphere, coming to you from Texas. And this is the 1 p.m. Central Standard Time webcast, and we are live today. Dear God, as I sit before you to speak, I pray to you that my soul you will keep. And if I should die before I finish, I pray to you, dear God, in the name of Jesus, that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And if you are not, I'm praying for and with you. And I am concerned about you, and I'm praying that you will overcome whatever the situation is. Be strong. You will overcome. And always know that there's one person in this world that loves and cares for you. I'm talking about one person in body naturally that loves and cares for you, and that is me. Okay? So you always have someone that you know for a fact that loves and cares for you. My number is 469-629-9543. You can reach me there. You call it, and God willing, I will get back with you if I don't get to answer on the first call, okay? And feel free to call until you get a response from me, okay? And Peace of Mind Counseling is my counseling service. So I always know that you have a friend on this end here in Texas. At the moment, I am webcasting from Dallas, Texas, which is my base. And I am so thankful that you are here with me. Paranoia or no? Have you ever had a feeling about something, a very strong feeling, and then you call yourself shaking it off? Oh, no, that's just me being paranoid. That's not what's happening, or that's not what's going to happen. And then it turns out that exactly what you felt did happen. It did come to pass. So, paranoia or no? So, I'm going to read here from Bing.com something about paranoia. And because the holiday season is here, and in this holiday season, more things, feelings, emotions, they things are magnified, and they cause us to be on edge. Many of us. Have you ever experienced that or witnessed it in someone else? Because these times are different. The holiday, especially the Christmas season, it is different. It's a season where we're spreading love, joy, happiness, cheer, and all of that. And some people are missing it. Some people are missing it. So it heightens fears, different emotions and feelings that are not favorable. But then also, it heightens our senses, our fight or flight responses, reflexes. Oh, yes. So there's so much in here. So I always, of course, I say it and I do it. Ask God to give me something to relay, something good and wholesome. And He never, never fails. Okay. All right. So let me talk about this paranoia here from Bing.com. Intuition or paranoia. Intuition or paranoia are two different cognitive processes that influence our thoughts, actions, and decision making. You hear that? And you know, this is not the first time I've gone into these cognitive disorders and talking about the chemicals that are related to our emotions and our feelings, our brain. So, this is not the first time, and I am happy to go into this again. This is very good for us. Intuition is a subconscious or instinctual understanding or awareness about, I keep getting this pop up, about a situation or decision without the need for conscious reasoning. You hear that? Intuition is a subconscious or instinctual understanding or awareness about a situation or decision without the need for conscious reasoning. Sometimes we don't have time to think something out. It's time for action. Is it fight or flight time? And I'm using that right now. So is it time to act one way or the other on this, okay? So it's where we awareness, we're understanding. So the awareness of it, and we don't have to have a conscious reasoning for the actions behind that, okay? It is often described as a gut feeling or a hunch that guides a person's perception of judgment. Okay? Now we all can relate to that because we've had feelings and those feelings have they haven't felt good and you felt like something is not right. And then we might be at a certain place with certain people and we think, oh no, that we're safe. It's not gonna but that feeling is there and it's time to act. Okay? It is often described, I'm repeating this, as a gut feeling, talking about intuition. So we're talking about the difference in intuition between intuition and paranoia. And paranoia or no. So are we being paranoid or are we really feeling something that is actually about to go down? Okay? Listen to me. I don't usually use that, but it came to mind, okay? All right, go down. Something is about to happen. Oh, yes. Intuition is based on subtle cues, experiences, and observations that a person might not be consciously aware of, but I think I have my fun a little big. Oh, yeah. Aware of, but that their mind processes and uh, uses to form an impression. Relying on intuition can prove useful when making decisions. However, it is important to recognize its limitations. Okay, yeah, yep. So, paranoia or no? Now, intuition may not always be entirely reliable, might not be, but who knows? Who really knows? Until the time comes to decipher, okay, is it or is it not? Should I or should I not? Oh, yes. So, and all of that comes from God. The difference and being able to tell the difference. And usually, when it's time for us to act, or not, usually we say, oh, wow, if I hadn't done that, then this would have, or if I had done that, then this might have happened. So we're talking about the difference between paranoia and intuition. Paranoia or no? Am I being paranoid about this, what I'm feeling? Or is this a feeling where I must take action to protect myself and maybe those around me? Oh, yes, this is so good. I like it. Now, intuition may not always be entirely reliable, as I repeat, as it can be influenced by biases and emotions. Evidence. Okay, here we go with this evidence. Paranoia is a is characterized by irrational beliefs and suspicions without concrete evidence to support them. Talking about paranoia now, okay? It says without concrete evidence to support them. And there's some way that I can do something here that I need to do with this font. Let me see. Hopefully, let me see. Trying to do something different here. All right. Well, that. Oh, okay. So let me. There's something I need to do. So hopefully I can get it done so I can continue here. And some things I'll have to explain later. Okay, let me get back talking about the evidence. Paranoia, and I'm repeating, is characterized by irrational beliefs and suspicions without concrete evidence to support them. Intuition, on the other hand, is often based on subtle clues and observations that the person might not be consciously aware of, but are still rooted in reality. Emotionality. So we talked about evidence, now we're talking about emotionality. Paranoia is typically associated with heightened emotional distress, anxiety, and fear. In a nutshell, while both intuition and paranoia involve perceiving the world in a way, they differ in terms of evidence, impact, realism, control, and their role in influencing an individual's decision making process. The decision making process. And so this is Bing.com. Now let me go to, I wanted to get that the difference in intuition and paranoia. I wanted to do that because I like to start it out where I'll have a good understanding and then I can relate that to you if you don't already know. Paranoia, a limitation or intuition, excuse me, paranoia or intuition. What are key differences? And this is written by Johnny Lowe. It was updated November 27th, 2023. What is the difference? I need to go ahead and I expanded this and I need to get it back. Okay, there it is. Now, okay, sometimes the things we do on a computer, and sometimes it comes up and we end up doing things we never done before on a computer. I'm always learning something different on my phone, on my computer, on my tablet. So that's a good thing as long as I can keep learning and remember, know that I'm learning something different. So I know that I'm in my right mind. Paranoia or intuition. What are key differences? So this is healthtoday.com. This site is healthtoday.com. I want to go on down to that. Ever wonder if those gut feelings or your inner wisdom talking are just worries creeping in from the back of your mind? Oh, yes, we all of us have, haven't we? Figuring out whether you're tapping into your intuition or paranoia can be tricky, but we're here to help clear things up. So they are here to help us clear it up. The difference. So paranoia or no? Are we being paranoid or not? There's a thin line here. There's a thin line. Okay? So if we keep reading, they're going to break it down. So we're going to go ahead. Okay, to know the difference between paranoia or intuitive. Being, are we being paranoid or are we being intuitive? And we're going to share some practical advice here on this site, which is healthtoday.com. Intuition or paranoia, what are they? Intuition and paranoia come from similar places, but they still feel different. We often mistake one for another, but there is a big difference between them. So we're going to keep on this site and we're going to learn the difference according to healthtoday.com. Intuition or gut feeling. That feeling you can't quite put your finger on, it might be your intuition. Think of it as a silent nudge guiding you, often felt through a rush of inner knowledge. This is really getting it, pinning it down, isn't it? Oh, yes. This is good for us. It's good for us to be where we are today. Okay, I want to repeat this. We think of it, intuition or gut feeling. Think of it as a silent nudge guiding you, guiding you, often felt through a rush of inner knowledge. Intuition is more than a feeling, it's our subconscious leading us towards creativity and those aha moments that leapfrog conventional thinking. The subtle, non fear based nature of intuition sets it apart from its more disruptive counterpart, paranoia. The intuitive process is often credited with sparking leaps in human advancement, those eureka moments that defy conventional wisdom and give rise to groundbreaking ideas. Now we go to paranoia. Paranoia. Does it result from fear? Paranoia, on the other hand, is the mind's shadow, casing doubt and mistrust where there may be none. It often comes from bad past experiences that have hurt us deeply. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. People with paranoia feel constantly under attack, even when they're safe. These feelings don't go away easily and can make someone want to be alone, making it hard to make and maintain relationships. That paranoia is a monster, isn't it? The physiological basis of paranoia can sometimes be traced back to imbalances of brain chemistry or even to the harmful effects of substance abuse, which can worsen the symptoms of paranoia thinking. I want to read that again. The physiological basis of paranoia can sometimes be traced back to imbalances in brain chemistry or even to the harmful effects of substance abuse, which can worsen the symptoms of paranoia and paranoid thinking. Next, the role of past experiences in paranoia and intuition. So I'm glad they're putting this together. I'm glad they're putting this together. Our past experiences are the architects of our present intuition and paranoia. It goes back to the past experiences. Yes. Intuition uses the bricks of past successes and learning moments to build a bridge to future achievements. It is forward looking, taking the essence of previous encounters and molding them into the inner guidance system. Paranoia, contrarily, often dwells in the shadows of negative past experiences. It uses the lens of old betrayals and hurts to color present interactions, leading to a cycle of mistrust and fear. A study found that as adolescents showing signs of paranoid personality disorder, which is PPD, okay, PPD, paranoid personality disorder. That is the acronym is PPD, capital P, capital P, capital D. As teenagers were more likely to have experienced childhood maltreatment. So this is talking about young people, and we all have had some experiences that sometimes now, when something similar comes up, it makes us cringe. Oh, yes. A study found that adolescents showing signs of paranoid personality disorder, that's PPD, okay, as teenagers were more likely to have experienced childhood maltreatment. Signs of intuition and paranoia. For some reason, the Lord wants us to have this. And this is the right time for it. Every time is good, but this is a crucial time, okay? We need to be able to recognize within ourselves or within others This is preparing us for something we are going to experience. I know it. Signs of intuition and paranoia. Understanding our own thoughts and feelings can be like decoding a personal secret language. It's important to spot the signs that tell apart the quiet, helpful nudge of intuition from the sneaky, troubling voice of paranoia. I repeat, it's important to spot the signs that tell apart the quiet, helpful nudge of intuition from the sneaky, troubling voice of paranoia. Intuition is a flash of insight, an explicable yet compelling pull towards a certain direction or decision. This could be as simple as an immediate liking or distrust of a person you just met without any obvious reason. And I know I'm going to ask you, but then I know the answer. Have you ever met a person for the first time and you got that intuitive feeling that, nah, 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 something is awry here and I need to be careful? Have you? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And then have you ever wrongly uh, identified a person because of some action you might have seen them do, which might have really just been a part of their relationship with someone else, which was something that was not harmful between the two of them? Because some people have their inside jokes and things like that, and some of us might see something and not understand it, and then that's where the opposite or the distinction between paranoia and intuition comes. Sometimes we can wrongly label a person, and that is the human side of us. Okay? Sometimes we can. All right. But I'm not saying ignore your intuition. Paranoia, paranoia, in contrast, comes with a persistent edge of anxiety. Here are some common indicators of paranoia. Here we go. Number one, deep distrust. People with paranoia often suspect that those close to them, including friends and family, have hidden agendas or are intent on causing them harm. Number two, constant vigilance. They may be in a state of high alert, seeing danger all around them, even in completely safe environments. And that is so sad, isn't it? That is so sad. It's heartbreaking. But there are people, hundreds of thousands of people, who are paranoid today. And you know what? We're praying for them, praying with them that God will deliver them and let them enjoy their lives. Three, secrecy. Paranoia may make them extremely private, keeping information to themselves out of fear of betrayal. Four, quick to anger. They can become defensive and confrontational quickly, even over small things that would not normally provoke such a reaction. Five, social withdrawal. Paranoia can drive them to avoid social interactions and stay by themselves to escape perceived threats. 6. Conspiracy thinking. They might believe in complex conspiracies against them or larger plots without real proof. 7. Persistent worry. Paranoia can make them fixate on unfounded fears, causing ongoing stress and discomfort. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, and that acronym is capitals, these letters capital DSM dash 5, that number. DSM 5. So this is Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder. So these persistent thoughts may signal a paranoia related disorder when they interfere with one's ability to function in their daily lives. So, next point here is what can help you overcome a paranoia state. So, we're going to give some practical methods, and we are in healthtoday.com. Struggling with paranoia is hard, and it takes a lot of courage to tackle it. So, here are a couple of methods that might keep you, or you may be able to relate to someone else and help you or them cope with the turbulent thoughts in your or their head. Recognizing the signs is the next point here. The journey to overcome paranoia begins with the crucial step of recognizing its signs. The only way we're going to be able to deal with and conquer these feelings that we have that are negative is to recognize the signs. Recognize the signs and acknowledge them, because that's with any kind of uh, emotional disturbance, mental issues, is that you recognize, acknowledge, and then you can deal with them. So, an understanding nod to feelings or unwarranted mistrust, a critical look at your constant stress over perceived threats. These acknowledgments are the first strides toward reclaiming your mental space. Next is one that we talk about every time. It's always included: seeking professional help. 469-629-9543. Peace of Mind Counseling. Peace of Mind Counseling. Reaching out for professional help is not a sign of weakness, but a step towards strength and recovery. And many people think if I get counseling, if I say something to someone about how I feel and I want some help, they'll think that I'm being weak. Okay, it matters. We are concerned with what other people think of us and about us. But this is a time where you put that on the back shelf and get the help you need. Okay? So, reaching out for professional help is not a sign of weakness, but a step towards strength and recovery. Mental health professionals can provide diagnosis, therapy, and support that are tailor made for each individual. Therapy can offer a new perspective backed by therapeutic strategies to help you manage the isolating grip of paranoia. Then the next point here is developing healthy routines. A structured daily routine can promote predictability in the often chaotic experience of paranoia. By practicing these daily habits can support our intuitive process or body's inner wisdom. Okay? A balanced diet nourishes not only the body but also the mind, providing the nutrients needed for cognitive stability. Adhering to a nutrient dense and anti inflammatory diet can also support the synthesis of neurotransmitters necessary for regulating brain health and function. Restorative sleep is also essential as it acts as a reset button for an overactive brain. While sleep is crucial for modulating all aspects of our health, of note, sleep is significant to our mental health via the glymphatic system, helping to rid the brain of cellular waste and toxins. So that's the glymphatic, Glymphatic. And what it does, it helps to rid the brain of cellular waste and toxins. Quality sleep helps to balance circadian rhythm, gut health, and inflammation, factors that are all significant to our mental health. The movement also supports brain health as exercise releases endorphins that combat stress and anxiety. Talked about those chemicals in the brain. Aiming to get sunlight in the morning can also support mental health by balancing the circadian rhythm. This is important as research suggests a biodirectional relationship between disruptions in circadian rhythm and an increased risk for psychiatric conditions. So, these healthy routines lay a healthy and imperative foundation for your body and mind, making it easier to manage paranoid thoughts. Next is cognitive behavioral techniques. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, the acronym, okay? Capital CBT. That's cognitive behavioral therapy is a beacon to those lost in the fog of paranoia. In others, practical techniques that help reframe paranoid thoughts and challenge the beliefs that fuel them. So, this is what it offers: practical techniques that help reframe paranoid thoughts and challenge the beliefs that fuel them. Diabetic behavioral therapy, which is DBT, capital DBT, is also a noteworthy therapy encompassing mindfulness, that's one of ours, isn't it? Emotional regulation, interpersonal effectiveness, and distress tolerance. By practicing these techniques with a trained practitioner, you can slowly but surely cast away the fear that paranoia builds in the mind. 1. Thoughtful records. Keeping a diary where you record paranoid thoughts, what triggered them, and how you reacted. This helps identify patterns and the irrational beliefs behind these thoughts. Number 2, evidence testing. Check if there's real proof for or against your paranoid thoughts. This helps you tell apart what's a true from what you're just assuming. It helps you tell it apart. So that's the evidence testing. It helps you to check, see if there's real proof for or against your paranoid thoughts, and it helps you to tell apart what's true from what you're just assuming. Number 3, behavioral experiments. Confronting the paranoid belief by designing an experiment to test its reality. For example, if you think a coworker is ignoring you, try talking to them about work and see what happens. That's a practice. Yeah, that is. And you can tell, okay? You can tell. So our subject here, our topic is paranoia or no. So the warmth, the support system and community. The warmth of a friend's understanding, the unconditional support of a family member, or support groups can be powerful allies. Studies indicate the lack of social support worsens the symptoms of paranoia, highlighting the importance of a strong, supporting community. Oh, yes. To manage paranoia, it's important to recognize its symptoms like constant mistrust and stress that interfere or greatly disrupt one's functioning. Seeking help from mental health professionals, establishing healthy routines, and using cognitive behavioral therapy. Remember the CBT and diabetic behavioral therapy, that's DBT techniques like mindfulness, thought diaries, emotional regulation, and interpersonal skill building, as well as evidence testing, can be effective strategies. Additionally, the support of friends, family, and support groups plays a critical role in overcoming paranoia's isolating effects. Next, how do you help your friends with paranoia? If you're concerned that someone close to you is grappling with paranoia, you've likely already attempted to offer your support. Providing support can be challenging, and it's not uncommon to feel like your efforts are making little impact. In this section that we're going into here, what is outlined here is practical and compassionate ways to assist a friend dealing with paranoia, ensuring your support is both effective and empathetic. They use the word empathetic, not sympathetic, okay? Understanding paranoia. Oh, yes. Understanding paranoia. In order to be able to help someone, we must understand what we're trying to help them with and through. So if we don't understand the basics of paranoia, how can we know or have any inkling of how to help them? Understanding paranoia. When trying to understand what a friend with paranoia might be experiencing, it's crucial to recognize the symptoms or signs that may indicate they are struggling with this condition. Paranoia can manifest in various ways, but there are common indicators such as mistrust and withdrawal from social interactions. So, next is compassionate communication. Compassionate communication. There's some people that try tough love just right from the beginning, and that worsens the situation because they don't know what they're doing. And so, like what is it? The thing that they think, well, I just tell them, you need to stop that. You need to stop that. Some people don't know how to deal with people and they make the condition worse. So be careful, be careful, be careful. When you see certain signs that you know are not healthy, try to figure out and find out what it is. Go to your computer, go to someone you might know, psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, somebody, and get some understanding. Uh, Tell them about the actions, reactions, the symptoms, and all of that you see displayed. And even if it's you, it's not a sign of weakness to get some help. Compassionate communication. This is what we should relay. Communication with a friend suffering from paranoia should come from patience and empathy. Patience and empathy. It's crucial to listen without immediate judgment, acknowledging that feelings even as you question if what they're afraid of is actually true. You hear that? Acknowledging their feelings even as you question if what they're afraid of is actually true. Building a bridge of trust through open, non confrontational dialogue can help your friend feel seen, heard, and less isolated. The next suggestion here is encouraging professional help. Here we go. Encouraging a friend to seek professional help needs a gentle approach, and that is for real. It's important to express your suggestion from a place of care and concern, focusing on their well being and the benefits of professional insights. You might share success stories or offer to help them find a mental health provider or even accompany them to an appointment, making the process less daunting. Next, being a consistent ally. And this means don't go blabbing and blabbing and blabbing. Just only people that are on a need to know, yeah, basis. Some people you have to share it with so they can understand what's happening too. But you have to know the personality of the person, or if it's a very uh, critical and urgent thing going on, then you must tell people. You must tell them. But be as calm as you can and have the information you need to relay and the suggestions in dealing with it compassionately and loving. Being a consistent ally. Consistency is a cornerstone of support for someone with paranoia, as this helps to build safety and trust. Being a steady, reliable ally means showing up, not just physically, but also emotionally. The sense of stability your consistent presence provides can be a powerful counterbalance to the unpredictability of paranoid thoughts. So, in assisting a friend with paranoia, your role is not to fix the problems, but to walk beside them with understanding, support, and hope, reminding them that they are not alone. With your steady, compassionate support and the aid of professional care, a more peaceful mind is within their grasp. And it takes wisdom, okay? Wisdom. There's some questions here that are in here. So here's some questions you can ask yourself, okay? Can anxiety convince you of things that aren't true? And it would be good to read this, okay? And check it for yourself. Then you will have some understanding. So, how do I know if I'm losing touch with reality? Can anxiety cause fake thoughts? Why is my brain telling me things that are not true? Here's a summary of this, and we are almost finished, and our time is running perfectly with our information. I thank you for being here with me. I care so much for you, and I'm praying for and with you. And I trust that you are praying for and with me too. Understanding the difference between intuition and paranoia is key to mental health. Intuition is a subtle, often positive feeling that can guide us, while paranoia brings nagging, negative doubts and disrupts our functioning. Knowing which helps our well being. There are ways to handle paranoia, like getting professional help and following good daily habits. The good news is that with support and the right help, you can overcome the confusion that paranoia brings and find peace. Oh, yes. And this, oh, wow. And on this page, which is healthtoday.com, they have a how do you feel about this article? I like it. So I'm just going to click that right there. Say, I like it. Oh, yes. So thank you so much for being here with me. God willing, tomorrow the Mother's Board Inc. will be webcasting live right here on YouTube, Facebook, now upload to LinkedIn. So this is medically reviewed by Lauren Ann Teeter, CNS, LCSW. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate your being here. And always remember that there is help. There is help. There's always some way to get some help. So don't neglect to ask for help. Seek help. If you're having these thoughts, if you're having problems, is it paranoia or is it intuition? So we have to learn and know the difference because that can be really, and I'm putting it seriously, the difference between life and death, danger or safety. Okay? I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And remember, you are so awesome and you are wonderfully blessed. In spite of anything you might be going through now that seems unfavorable and that is unfavorable to you, just remember, keep on thinking that it's going to get more tolerable. I'm an overcomer. I will get through this. And I want to say that I received a call from my friend Beverly O'Neill DeHorney and her husband, my friend George DeHorney Jr., has transitioned into eternity. And she did give me the arrangement schedule. And so when I speak with her today, I'm going to make sure of when I speak with her that before I make the announcement publicly that it is as she told me, or if some changes have been made. So I don't want to say it and don't, there could have been some changes, which I don't know. And I'm not saying there were, but I'm not going to say it right now. And some of you under the sound of my voice might already know. Okay? Thank you so much for being here. I love you. You are wonderful, and God is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. He's better than good. Enjoy the remainder of your day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, midday, whichever it is. And remember, my music is out here on the internet. And please this is a reminder. Apprise yourself and this listen to it. In today's webcast, put it in your repertoire.